Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win between Dr. Doom and Mr. Sinister? Two genius villains face off. Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom is one of Marvel's greatest villains, the archenemy of the Fantastic Four. A genius master of science and magic, Doom rules the nation of Latveria with an iron fist. He possesses advanced technology armor that enhances his strength, defense, and emits powerful energy attacks. Doom is also proficient in magic, having been on par with Doctor Strange in some cases. In addition, he is a master strategist, always having a backup plan for every situation. Mr. Sinister. Nathaniel Essex is a genius geneticist who was transformed by Apocalypse into an immortal being with superhuman strength. He has the ability to regenerate quickly, control his body structure to change shape, and possesses intelligence far beyond that of a human. Sinister also has telepathic powers, can manipulate the minds of others, and create mutant clones from the DNA of the most powerful mutants. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button, please remember to turn on notifications and click the bell icon. Thank you very much. A lightning storm engulfs the skies of Latveria as the first signs of an ancient entity emerge. Temples buried deep underground begin to shake, releasing waves of unholy energy that warp reality. In Castle Doom, Victor Von Doom stands before an interdimensional warp machine of his own making. Inside a magical prism, an image appears of a massive chained being, its eyes glowing like the nucleus of a dying star. Doom clenches his fists. He knows that if he can tame this creature, not only Latveria, but the entire world will bow before him. Meanwhile, in the secret laboratory, Sinister smiles as he watches a series of DNA samples floating in a holding chamber. His hand glides across the control panel as the data streams appear. A perfect combination of mutant and divine, he mutters, his eyes flashing with madness. Doom knew Sinister was a genius scientist with limitless intelligence and genetic manipulation. He did not need absolute power like Doom, but it was Sinister's lack of control and the madness of his experiments that made him an unpredictable threat. The being outside the laws of natural evolution, a new species that surpassed both mutants and humans, Doom would not allow anyone to create something that could surpass his will. Sinister chuckled as he thought of Doom as a man obsessed with titles and absolute power. Sinister did not care about the throne or the country. He only wanted to prove that genes and evolution could be manipulated at will, that he could become the new creator. Doom was just a weak man hiding behind a suit of steel, afraid of the prospect of the world changing in ways he could not control. Castle Doom shook with deafening explosions. Inside, the massive war machines of Latveria were deployed, searching for the secret laboratories that Sinister had set up on Doom's territory. This act of trespass was an unforgivable affront. Doom stood in his armor, his eyes blazing. Before the screens displaying gruesome images from the laboratories, Latverians were transformed into monstrous creatures, half mutant, half something that had never existed before. His rage reached its peak. Sinister did not flinch. He looked at the creatures he had created with pride. Evolution requires sacrifice, he said, stroking a panel, activating the final series of experiments. Doom cannot see beyond his rusted throne, but I will change this world. Doom did not give Sinister another chance. An army of Doombots rushed in, sweeping through the laboratory, but Sinister was prepared. The experimental creatures, now living fighting machines, roared and charged into resistance. The battle between the two ruthless geniuses erupted like a nightmare in the middle of reality. Each spell from the Darkhold twisted space, creating dark tornadoes that consumed everything in their path. The army of Doombots charged, plasma guns tearing the air, but Sinister's clones were not easily destroyed. Each time a clone was destroyed, another one arose, adapting to each blow. Sinister, with a twisted smile, revealed his constantly changing skin. Every fiber of his flesh adapted to the dark magic, absorbing and converting it into a mutant source of energy. He charged straight at Doom, his eyes glowing red with mad arrogance. Doom was unwavering. Flinched, he raised his armored hand, summoning an ancient sigil from the Darkhold. The ground cracked open and a magic circle burned fiercely beneath Sinister's feet, trapping him in an unbreakable prison of reality. The universe felt as if it were being torn apart by the mightiest forces. As Doom and Sinister faced off in a battle of godly proportions, Victor Von Doom The infernal demon's sinister voice echoed like a whisper of fire, but Doom only clenched his armored fists, his eyes filled with pride. Sinister continued to transform, his skin shimmering with strange light, every cell adapting to dark magic and technology. Before Sinister could continue, a space-time shockwave exploded across the battlefield. Kang the Conqueror appeared, his temporal armor glowing. None of you are allowed to control this power. From the portal emerged Reed Richards, his face stern. If I do not stop it now, this reality will collapse. Before the storm of conflict could settle, a crimson beam of energy tore across the battlefield. Cyclops fired his optic blast straight at Sinister. He only had time to smirk as the blow shattered a copy of himself instead of his main body. Cyclops roared, his eyes blazing with rage. From above, a feral roar rang out as Wolverine swooped down like a living bullet, his adamantium claws slashing through the clones that stood before Sinister. I've had enough of your insane experiments. Now it's your turn to feel pain, you scum. Jean Grey closed her eyes, her phoenix aura flashing. She opened her mind, probing Sinister's consciousness, but immediately retreated when she noticed a complex network of defenses, twisted by the mutations he had inflicted upon himself. And then, from behind, Magneto raised his hands, controlling hundreds of sharp metal shards suspended in the air. Sinister, your crimes against the mutant race will die here. But as the X-Men focused their efforts on Sinister, Doom took advantage of the opportunity. He stepped back, concentrating on summoning a spell from the Darkhold that would allow him to control the ancient entity before the eyes of all his enemies. The Latverian sky burned as Doom completed the summoning ritual. Hellfire erupted around him, encasing his body in a new suit of infernal Doom armor, a perfect blend of advanced technology and evil magic. The charred metal was engraved with glowing runes, the infernal energy coursing through every line. He raised his hand and a fiery spear appeared, absorbing both dark magic and advanced plasma technology, but Sinister only laughed. A twisted, insane laugh. His body no longer held human form, it was constantly regenerating, every cell automatically adjusting to become stronger. His skin changed constantly, his eyes burned like red fire, the power of countless mutants converged within him. Doom stood at the center of the chaos, his eyes burning with magical light as he raised his armored hand. Ancient runes from the Darkhold swirled around him, forming a dark magic circle. This time, he would not fight with technology or physical force alone, he would destroy Sinister from the roots. Doom roared, his voice echoing across the battlefield. He swung his hand and immediately a jet of dark energy shot from his palm, piercing Sinister's mutated body. This was no ordinary attack, this was forbidden magic, a spell that was meant to erase his existence at the molecular level. Sinister screamed in pain, his body trembled, every cell was torn apart, every strand of DNA burned from existence. He tried to regenerate, but each time Doom's magic erased every trace as if he had never existed. Subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Sinister staggered, his eyes filled with panic, a feeling he had never experienced before. For the first time, he faced the inevitable. Sinister desperately tried to transfer his consciousness into another clone, but a terrible thing happened that had no way out. All his backup mechanisms were blocked. The clones remained still as stone statues. He looked around, panicked, then realized Doom was standing tall in front of him, a proud smile hidden behind a steel mask. In his hand was a strange device, mechanical gears spinning slowly, surrounded by a hazy energy field. Doom spoke coldly. I have sealed every copy of you in a static loop. Sinister recoiled, horrified. There was no escape, no body to regenerate. He felt every strand of his DNA continue to disintegrate, his soul being pulled into nothingness. Sinister, his body constantly changing, stood in the middle of a vast army of mutant clones. His copies, enhanced by alien biotechnology, moved like a wave of living flesh, their eyes glowing red, their bodies mutated to the point of transcendence. Sinister smirked, his voice echoing through hundreds of copies. Both the X-Men and the Fantastic Four realized that if the war between Doom and Sinister continued, the entire Earth would be reduced to ashes. But Doom did not know that he had been tricked. In another corner, Kang the Conqueror appeared beside Sinister, his smile full of malice. Doom always thought he planned everything, but this time, he was the one being manipulated. Dr. Doom is a narcissistic madman. He believes that the only way the world can survive is under his rule. He believes that everyone will oppose his plans, but only he has the vision and courage to carry them out. In fact, he takes shortcuts. He doesn't care how the world sees him. He doesn't ask for help from anyone, and only has has petty men around him to solve small problems. He rules a country, but he doesn't subjugate them. He has done some terrible things near and around them, but that's his psychosis kicking in. When he gets the help he needs, whether from friend or foe, his sanity returns. Mr. Sinister can fire concussive blasts of energy from his hands. These blasts are powerful enough to match Cyclops' blasts at full power for a considerable amount of time and are extremely destructive. Mr. Sinister can erect multiple force barriers to repel, reflect, and defend against incoming attacks. They are powerful enough to withstand Cyclops' optic blasts with ease. He typically uses them on an individual level, but it is said that he can not only increase and decrease the level of protection, but also increase the size of the shield to cover other people and even entire areas. Dr. Doom is not even considered a widely known supervillain and force of destruction, pursuing his feuds with the Fantastic Four and Reed Richards regardless of public image or opinion. He is the absolute master of his nation of Latveria and has no need or desire to be seen in any other light than that of terror. His armor is designed to be intimidating and medieval in style. His interactions with the rest of the world are arrogant and threatening. His actions were completely public and hostile, and he relied on diplomatic immunity more times than I can count to keep himself from suffering too many consequences. Sinister is not someone who can be completely defeated. He has the ability to regenerate, a superior intellect, and plans that are calculated many steps in advance. Even if Doom defeats him in this battle, Sinister will certainly not accept defeat. He will retreat, study how to counter Doom, and look for an opportunity to strike back. With his cunning nature, Sinister can manipulate other forces, sow doubt among Doom's common enemies, or create a biological army capable of countering the magic and technology of the Latverian dictator. Doom is not complacent. He understands that a person like Sinister always has a backup plan. Doom can use his power to track down Sinister, develop countermeasures to ensure that his enemy cannot return stronger. However, if Doom focuses too much on destroying Sinister, he may inadvertently create an enemy more dangerous than a Sinister who has learned from his failure and evolved to become a real threat. Doom is not only a technological genius, but also a powerful wizard. When he realized that Sinister could evolve to resist all physical attacks, Doom used dark magic from the Darkhold to erase Sinister's entire genetic code from reality. Doom not only killed Sinister, but also took his genetic engineering technology, opening the opportunity for Doom to upgrade himself into an ultimate being. Doom not only defeated Mr. Sinister, but also completely destroyed all of his resurrection abilities. Using forbidden magic combined with time technology, Doom wiped Sinister's DNA and consciousness from reality. Dr. Doom won overwhelmingly, won 8/10 matches against Mr. Sinister. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much.